Welcome to IP Address, the show all about web design, development, and also IPAs. So I've got one here, the Buckeye Brewing Hippie IPA. Not bad, just got a little bit of hop to it and really nice finish to it. I want to just talk a little bit about responsive web design. Now, what is responsive web design? Well, this was really something I got excited about when I read this book by Ethan Marcotte called Responsive Web Design. So he wrote for A Book Apart Publishing. Responsive web design is basically all about making your website accessible on different screen sizes. So you've got your mobile devices, you've got all kinds of different resolution phones right now. It's really a way to make your site fluid at these different resolutions, be able to scale down all the way to mobile phones all the way up to, really wide web browser size without having to spend a lot of time actually designing, developing it beyond, what that initial design is. The foundation for responsive web design is to use percentage-based widths for everything. The other thing you have to do is that same thing to images. And so you make images be percentage-based widths instead of a fixed width. As you resize your browser window, those images can rescale along with that. They can either scale or you can have them crop, and you can do that based on, making your, a percentage-based viewport for that image or a percentage-based width and height for that image. Finally, the real key to responsive web design is these media queries, which are in CSS. You can say, for instance, any devices above 1,000 pixels or any browser window that's above 1,000 pixels, I want it to have this flow and this layout. When a mobile size, it's a small width, the way most people hold their phones, and so things will stack on top of each other nicely, because you're going to have to lose something, right? Or it's going to be this really long website. The key is to think about what are the critical things that every user is going to need. So there's other things to consider too in this whole process. One is designing for mobile devices first. Well, there's a few different philosophies on that, but basically, if you design for mobile first, it really helps you determine which of those things are most important to show to the user, and then scale up from there. You can also work the other way and take your largest resolution that you're targeting for and then scale it down to the mobile devices. Either way works. It's really just a matter of which sort of information density are you looking for? Are you looking for really content-rich stuff, or are you want to kind of start with what is the most essential? What's the user gonna need at the bare minimum kind of thing. So finally, you may be wondering, you've heard so much about all this responsive web design stuff, and you may be wondering, is this really just a trend? Yes, it's a trend, but it's also one of those trends that I think is going to last for a very long time, because it's really not just a trendy new design kind of thing. This is something that's a real solution to a real problem. It's a design solution, so it's something you're going to be hearing a ton more about in the coming years, and it's a way to really just make your development process simplified and your and have this really good design process. So that's really it for IP Address episode 1. Hope you'll come back and check out more. I'm just going to be talking whenever I feel like a topic comes up that I want to say something about.